Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. And you know, from my last post, I'm getting ready to go to graduate school. I had a bunch of interviews last week and I did them all in one day. I had 5 of them in one day, and I got each one to say something back to me. So I have career services, I have hall director, I have student center, I have Gilmore House, and I don't know why the last one just always draw like a blank. But I'm really drawing a blank on that last one. A peer mentor. I didn't hear from them. I didn't hear from the peer mentor office actually. So I got 4 out of 5. But you know, a win is a win. Dang, I really didn't get no call back from them. A peer mentor? Like, I feel like coaching is... Dang, y'all, like, you ever just had to check and just be like, dang, like, why not me? Like, why? What's wrong? But I'm here today to talk to you of how to prepare yourself for graduate assistantship interviews and what to make sure you do before you even going to do these interviews, you know? Because it's 1, stressful, 2, frustrating, and 3, intimidating. These interviews are so intimidating, but what Western did that made it really nice was have a social before we did the interviews the next day. So I kind of had a chance to talk to everybody before seeing them and tell them about myself a little more. So it's like I gave them opportunity to like be curious about me and like put the questions in their head already, like, who is this girl, and you know, how is she working a room right now, you know, and just letting them come to me, and then doing the interviews the next day. It really helped me like sit down and really talk to them, but it was still very intimidating because they ask you these questions and it's like I gotta think on spot, and I don't want to take too long of an answer because you know you want to actually know your life. Like, they're asking you questions about you, so it's like you don't want to take all day to answer the question, but you can think. If you think like you have an answer that's better, you can definitely think about it. But tip number 1, we gonna go straight into it. Do your research. Do your research on the offices that you have picked to interview you, you know, because they don't just come to you and be like, hey, you got to do this interview. You have to pick which office you have to do, and which you know, which program fits you best, and how you feel like you'll show up for their office and how they can help you out. So doing research on the office really do help, and just knowing what you're getting yourself into. You want to know how much they pay, you want to know what they cover, you want to know what that job description entails of, and just like how it might interfere with your classes down the line and how much of your time it's really going to take. So you really want to know stuff like that, and just knowing the history behind the office and why that office is needed and what it looks like in your everyday life, you know, and just knowing bits and pieces of it, and even asking like, did they used to let people shadow this job? Am I just coming in and just being tossed to the wolves? You want to know things like that. So definitely do your research. 2, you want to show up for yourself. When I say show up for yourself, you want to put your best face on, your best outfit on, and really work the room. And what I mean by work the room is showing up really presentable and approachable. Body language is top tier A1. You know, you can be nervous, but don't show it. You got to show that you're that girl. And then maybe when you are done talking, you know, you probably social battery ran out and you're done talking, you probably want to go to the bathroom and give yourself a pep talk. You probably definitely want to go give yourself a pep talk and just uplift yourself again, because again, it's intimidating to be in there with all these people that's in charge of giving you a job and getting you the resources to pay off your tuition, you know, or housing. So you really do feel intimidated, and you really want to show up like you're not. Okay, when I went, I wore this really cute pantsuit set and some heels, and I really put it together. I did my hair, I did my makeup, and I smiled all day. I walked around like I was just curious about the campus, and I made them realize, oh, she's interested. Like, she want to know more. She wants to really be involved on campus. You know, give them that feeling. Give them a feeling like that's what they're going to expect every day in their office when you hire me. You're going to see the stylish girl walking in. You're going to make notes that I care about how I look and how I appear to people. And depending on your role and what job you get, you're going to have to, like, greet people and, you know, talk to people all day. So you really don't want to show up, like, halfway and half-ass some stuff, because they don't want you to do that. They want you to show up as if you would have showed up for the job. And I feel like that's the best way to go about it, because you definitely don't want them thinking that you're not gonna do everything that you're talking to them about. And then no one wants to see a stain, like a ketchup stain right here, or, you know, pants not really zipped all the way, or you got another stain somewhere. Like, really prove that you care about yourself a little bit. Like, you can keep up with the keep up. But yeah, show up presenting yourself. Walk in and own the room. Walk in and know that you really that girl or that dude. You know, just make sure you known as the, you know, not the popular, but the important person right now. Like, pay attention to me, because I'm an asset. Like, I'm valuable. I might be the MVP in a minute. Like, you need me for your spot. You're hiring. Why not hire me? Why can't I do it? And I look good while doing it. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, keep you a notebook of important things that you want to ask that you think you'll forget. Because what I did was printed off the job descriptions and I highlighted things that confused me. I put notes down of what I wanted to ask. I really was highlighting whatever I didn't have any clarity on. So that really did help me out when it was time to do those interviews. And just talking about the money. Don't be scared to talk about what's getting covered and what's not getting covered and what you're expected to do. Because what do you mean? Why are you afraid to ask these questions? You definitely want to ask these questions, you know? Don't be afraid to ask those questions. So definitely keep a notebook of all your questions ahead of time. Highlight things. Let them know. Like, when you're sitting at that table, pull out your notepad or pull out your folder so they know that you're standing on business. You look even more professional. One, you got that cute outfit on, or that nice suit on, sharp suit. Then you got your notepad about to come out. Then your resume, they already got copies of it, so they already know you standing on business. Like, you have to sell yourself. Like, people be selling those TikTok shop items to you. You have to be able to sell yourself. Because there's no way people should be buying budget envelopes off of TikTok when you can just do the envelope yourself. You know? Make yourself popular like that. Make yourself pop in. Like, they need you. Because they do. They hiring. The next tip I got for you is to know who you're talking to. Know which person belongs to which office, because you'll be talking to somebody and say they're in housing, but you're talking to them about admissions. You didn't do your research and you don't know who you're talking to? Bad luck. So know who you're talking to. Print out the people that you're going to be talking to so you know, and you can refer back to it and see their face and know exactly who it is that you're talking to, so it's not a mix-up. Or you sit in their face and you like, what office are you a part of again? Because I did that and I felt bad after doing it, because it's like, I did my research, but I didn't do it enough to put the face to it. But it was a lot of emails coming back and forth, so you probably wouldn't even know. So things like that really help you out when you are getting ready to do some GA interviews. Knowing who you're talking to, showing up for yourself, dressing the part, not having stains on your clothes, not having morning breath still. I don't know if you smoke, but don't smoke before and smell like weed. Download those job descriptions and highlight, you know, make them want you. You feel me? So that's what I did. I put it in a notebook though because I also wanted to write things down while they were talking to me. And another thing I did was write down my introduction. I know that sounds like, why did you have to write down your introduction? I wrote down my introduction because I know me and I know I forget a lot of things about myself because I do too much. So I wrote down my introduction and I wrote down questions that I want to ask each group because they're going to ask you, do you have any questions for me? And you don't want to say, no, I don't have any questions for you. Or, you know, like, not right now. I feel like when you say you don't have any questions, it's like you're not too interested in the position. Because if you're interested about anything, you're going to ask those questions. When you got into that relationship with that dude, you asked him a bunch of questions, did you not? Right. So, that's the same thing for a job or an interview or a position. You're going to want to ask questions. So, I wrote down some generic questions that I found online on their website. Just based off like their motto and their morals and the policies. I just asked like clarity questions for it. But as far as like my introduction and writing down my introduction, I just wrote down like where I graduated from undergrad, what I do now, what my hobbies are, why I want the job, why I chose this major or this focus, because I'm going to get my master's, so I have to like tell them why I want to, you know, focus on this. So I put that in my introduction just so I didn't forget any vital points and why I'm here. Because I get nervous and I get a little shaky and I probably will forget something here and there, but you know, that's part of the process. You feel nervous because you know that it's a good thing that you're doing. Never feel bad for feeling nervous. So definitely wrote out my introduction because I'm shy and I really will forget. And I just don't know how to introduce myself sometimes, you know? So I wrote that down. And I also, like, I asked them to give me a tour of the school. If you're going to get your master's from a school you've never been to for real, outside of like partying, you're going to want a tour of the school, because if you're working in these offices, you should know about your school history. You should know about the school's like map, way around where the students be at. You should know that. So I asked for a tour and I got the tour. Moral of the story of what you want to do when you are getting ready for your GA interviews: research, showing up your best self, asking questions, being prepared, and wanting to know more. If you do all of that, you're going to end up like me and have 4 offers out of 5 and extra interviews because they want to know more about you. So, if you have any questions, put them down in the comments and I will answer them. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know about your journey with getting accepted into graduate school and how you feel about graduate school, because I'm not gonna lie, I am scared. I am nervous. It's a good scare. I got water. Yo, my bad. I was out there making oatmeal and forgot about it for like 20 minutes, so I had to go throw it out. And I got some hot Doritos. Alright. That's pretty much were my tips. Keep it cute. Keep it real cute, professional. Follow them tips. Pretty sure you're gonna have a job and your tuition covered. I'm the blueprint. I just did it. Come on now. Like, comment, and subscribe.